Over the last 4 months, I've recreated the locations seen in Five Nights at Freddy's sister location in Minecraft with the Chisels and Bits mod. This build is my most ambitious yet and continues the trend of each build being better than the last. So without waiting any longer, let's get into it. FNaF's sister location spends most of its time in Circus Baby's entertainment and rental, where the player must crawl through vents, perform maintenance, and avoid animatronics to complete their shift. The first night introduces the game's guide, Hand Unit, and acquaints you with your daily duties. Check for Ballora and Funtime Foxy and shock them if they're not on stage, then crawl through the front vent into Circus Control to look for Circus Baby. This cycle is repeated in Night 2. The Hand Unit tries to reset the control panel, forcing the player to hide under the desk in Circus Control. Once Hand Unit returns, he instructs you to crawl through Ballora Gallery to manually reset the control panel. After sneaking past Ballora, the player is then met with Funtime Freddy, who moves as the panel is worked on. Restoring the power and exiting Ballora Gallery ends the night. Night 3 begins the same as the others, though Hand Unit tells the player not to check on Circus Baby. Ignoring the instructions causes Circus Baby to tell the story of Elizabeth's death. Following Hand Unit's directions takes you through Funtime Auditorium, where you must avoid Foxy to cross the room and make it to parts and service. Once inside, the player has to deactivate Funtime Freddy and his hand puppet Bonbon. After that is completed, and you go back through Funtime Auditorium, Foxy will catch you, leading directly to the next night. The fourth night is basically just an endurance test that involves winding spring locks and shaking off mini-arenas. Successfully completing this challenge ends the night. In Night 5, the technicians heard the previous night appear instead of Ballora and Foxy. The player is instructed to go back to parts and service, this time to work on Circus Baby. After sending her off and returning to Funtime Auditorium, the path splits, leading to the real and fake endings. The real ending is achieved by following Baby's directions and walking left to the scooping room, where the player is scooped. Going right instead of left takes you to the private room, where you have to defend yourself against Ennard, the amalgamation of this game's animatronics. This section of the game is very reminiscent of the earlier FNaF games, and surviving until 6 AM gains you the fake ending, where the player lives but is followed home by Ennard. Sister Location's Custom Night takes place in the private room as well. The mode features 10 enemies to deal with in pre-made challenges. Beating each challenge on the hardest difficulty gives a cutscene of the main character walking home. Completing this game's max mode, Golden Freddy mode, gives a unique cutscene of Fazbear's Frights, teasing the next game. This custom night was teased and later added in an update almost 2 months after the game's initial release. Like previous games, Sister Location features a minigame. In this one, you play a Circus Baby and must give kids cupcakes. Giving every kid enough of these causes an ice cream cone to spawn at the end of the level. Picking it up and returning to the beginning of the minigame allows the player to drop the ice cream and see a cutscene of Circus Baby attacking Elizabeth. For this build, I downloaded the Axiom mod, allowing me to add things better, like the doors. I much prefer walking through every door rather than having them all open. With the same mod, I made the hiding spot in Circus Control. I also used commands and a datapack from previous builds to enhance the map. The datapack used allows the player to crawl by looking down and crouching, which spawns an invisible shulker box above you, but the head is still visible, so it was made black. This datapack was made by fellow YouTuber Infernal Device with commands from Galsurgi, so all credit for the pack goes to them. I used commands for 2 main things, teleporting from the starting area and making the elevator button function. When in the town or down in the facility, you can punch the red elevator button to take the elevator up or down. The commands are pretty basic, so they can be messed up easily, but they are fixed just as simply, and often require just trying again. I took a few creative liberties with the map, such as including a suit in the scooping room for the spring lock suit in Night 4. The other biggest aspect was the house at the end of the town road, which is designed after the house in the Midnight Motorist minigame of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. This map took over 70 hours of build time, but it takes a while to load. On my computer, the Chisels and Bits blocks take almost 2 minutes to fully load in, so if you decide to download the map, please give it time to load in. If you do want to download the map, the Planet Minecraft page is linked in the description. The only mod required to run the map is the Chisels and Bits mod, though performance mods help. If you want to experience the map exactly as shown, the shader pack I use is Complementary Reimagined. And if you want all the mods I use, my mod pack is also linked in the description. The rest of the private room is pretty boring and hard to see, so we're gonna skip to the custom night, but stay to the showcase if you want to see it. After I finished the house, I went back and made a bunch of changes of various sizes, so keep an eye out. My next build will be Pizzeria Simulator, and I've been tossing around some ideas for it, so I'm excited to see what happens. After that, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, so if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm considering going back and remastering the old builds into more condensed videos like this one. Would you like to see that? If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, and let me know what you think of the new format. See you on the flip side.